but I've got to keep awake, so I'm having a cup of coffee, which is not normal for me. Just driven forward 4 hours over. Not a bad trip, not much traffic on the road. And we've now arrived and trying out this new system for the Channel Tunnel, which I've never done before. So they have the cars queuing up ready, a bit like after an airport. Your number comes up, you then go into a queue and wait. And then they're just starting to move. Number G set up on the windscreen so they can see who we are. We've gone through passport. They pulled me in to see if I got drugs. So I've lost Rosie on the way and the dogs, but we'll catch up now. And the sun is rising as we queue. And so we proceed down the ramp into the sunrise to catch our train. Up into the carriage. And the fella tells us where to stop. So they want your window left open, the handbrake on and into first gear just in case the handbrake fails. Well, as with most aircraft, they're just giving the safety instructions in French and in English. What they didn't mention at the end was provision of life jackets if the water flows into it. And they ask you to go down to the next cabin if there's an emergency. What happens when you run out of cabins? Oh well, off we go then. What surprised me is it's absolutely silent. It must be an electric motor. And there's no sound of the wheels or clanking on the tracks at all. Well, we're now going under the tunnel itself. Well, we just arrived at the site, sunny morning. And of course a good point they've just made is to make sure you put your watch forward 1 hour. Well, we're on our way out. I've just set up the GPS, we're just waiting for it to get a signal. And there we go, welcome to France. We're about halfway through the journey, and when we arrived it was sunny. Now we've just got mist and fog. Got another 320 kilometres to go. Another 320 miles to go. Well, the mist has gone, the sun's come out. 282 miles to go. It's looking better. They've got these lovely rest spots called airs, and here we are. Both of us parked up just off the motorway. All these trees for the dogs to have quick run. Starting to see some prettier French countryside now. Well, the weather's changed yet again. I've done 14 hours driving now, and we're 22 miles away. We're just due to come off the motorway any minute.
In 0.6 miles, exit right at junction 17, D137.
There we are. Here we are back in beautiful countryside again, as you can see. That's where the problems can happen. I've just come from a double road onto a single track and found myself driving on the left-hand side. Got to keep concentrating. We're only 11 miles from home now. And I've driven the last 15 miles without seeing a car. Isn't it lovely? And the dandelions are all out in full bloom now, which is absolutely gorgeous. Coming up into the village, past Phil and Rose's house on the left here. Little hamlet of La Verochat. We are number 37. Round the bend and our house will come into sight. There we are. And somehow Rose has already got there. God knows how. She must have ahead of me at that. You can see I came well loaded. We had 2 cars filled like this. We made the most of it. So there's no room for anybody else but the dogs in the back of the other car. Well, while I've been away, they've topped those trees because in the strong winds it would have almost certainly come down onto the tops of the roof and it would have destroyed the roof. So they very kindly chopped them out and left the bigger logs at the bottom for me to cut up later for firewood. But there's lots of rubbish left behind that I've now got to burn as soon as I'm here so I can get the lawns mown. You see, I'm just having a big bonfire right now within 2 hours of being here. Not great for a hernia, but there's the fence we built last year, all standing nicely now. And we're going to get this bonfire well stocked up with all of these massive branches. I was going to ask you want to burn those. It'll be all on here now, it won't be gone by morning. Later, it's just a matter of tidying it up as it burns down, pulling it together. Come here, let's all here. Let's sit here. Come round. Come round, don't knock the table. Come round. Well, we're here and unpacked. We've done about 14 hours of driving. I'm still ready to get here before me because I got stuck behind somebody who couldn't use a toll machine. And I'm through my second glass of wine in about 4 seconds and she's still sipping hers, which is not like her at all. And we're sitting in the sunset and we've got the bonfire started, so the first jobs are on the way, loads to do, but it's so peaceful again. I only saw 3 cars on the way once I got out of the country. Well, having finished the wine, all these rooms are just about done, a sandwich of onions and cheese and Branston pickle, very French of course, and what I have got here, which looks like water, is not. It's the water of life, the eau de vie. 10 bottles of it that I managed to procure whilst I was away from somebody's share they didn't want. And I'm now going to have a little sample of it. With the top of the wine, it will certainly do me good after that long driving. And we just looked at the bills for various things and insurances. Ooh, that's pretty good stuff, you know. You can light fires with that quite easily. Lethal. If I want to paint strip some walls of paint, I can use that stuff. And so at the bottom of the garden we have this gorgeous sunset as last year, as we have the eau de vie and the wine, and sit here playing with dogs.
What your dog is? I'm going to take you for a walk tonight. You enjoy that. Go down to the river, shall we? And then stagger back up again.
So our first evening back. What are you doing? Come on in. You go fetch. Good dog. Come here. Sit down. Sit down. Drop. Good dog. That's all that's left of all that rubbish. You go fetch. Come here. Go and see what that new writing bureau can do. Site measurements. We've got to do all those logs in the next few days as well. Chainsaw them down and put them back underneath here. For the next winter maybe. You a good girl, eh? You waiting for Daddy? Come on then. Come here. Here's a good dog. You fetch your ball here. Come on, up. Good dog. Here we are back on the cruise, the Grand Cruise, but the water's fairly high. Good dog. There's a good girl. On you go. Get on. Good dog. Get on. Get on. Good girl. Get over there. Go on. Good dog. Off you go. There's a good dog. There's a good girl. You have a good swim. There's a good dog. Here, come here, come here. Holly, fetch. Here, here, here. Here, come fetch. It's a good dog. Good dog. It's a good girl. Come on then. Come on in, come here, come here. Drop. Good dog. You go fetch. Hit the lawns and got them mown down. We've got those logs to chop up next. We burnt all that other rubbish from the topping of the trees. See over there, that's just finished off now. A little bit of fire still going. Falling down that far corner. That's chopping down completely now, which is a nuisance. And I've mowed the lawns around here. And this is our second day. Been out and bought a lot of stuff, got sorted out, done the insurances, and I planted up and rotavated all the front yard. This new table that I brought over with me, I got from the auction and painted up. Used some resin and some red paint in the places where there were jewels or glass. I'm just going to clear this bedroom out because we've got a new double bed coming and it all wants revamping in here. That'll be totally changed next time we road. Managed to mow. You see the shed's being renewed. We've got all the new roof going onto there. Here I've mowed down and planted all that bit of garden up. Can't find the flower seeds I saved from last year. I think my cleaners chucked them out, unfortunately. It's a real nuisance. All that's now been rotavated and planted up. So half of that's planted, and look how lovely that chard is from last year. We're going to have some meals out of that soon, and some of the brought over some big new troughs from England. And they'll hold a lot more water in the bottom, so I shouldn't have to top them up so much. I can go away a few weeks now, and I think they'll keep going. But I put a couple of seeds in there just to see what will happen. I put some sweet corn in those ones, see if I can get them just started before I go. And these should work a lot better this year if I come back. And the little peach tree I planted last year survived well, and there's blossom on it this year, so it's making a start. One of the lavender plants I put in has survived there. The side seems to have survived as well. This shed still needs some work yet. It's almost finished though. I can use that for storing the fishing rods. Let's go upstairs and see how this bedroom's come on. Because it's all been done now. The curtains are just up, new curtains, which you can see now. So I bought that cheval mirror and Got a curtain for there. We've built curtains over that far side now, which made a cupboard behind there, and it also hides that door, a mess. And new double bed in here. These beautiful beams that have now been all varnished down to this corner. We go across to the bathroom now. Got a bit to be sorted yet. We need to tile the bath here yet, but that's all now basically finished. And toilet in and a lovely big shower. A few problems with plumbing as yet. We've got to get that sorted out. I don't think he's got the levels quite right, but hopefully it won't be long. Going back this way, these lovely high ceilings, and as I say, beautiful oak beams that have just got a satin varnish on, so they look very nice. Down to that window and a lovely stonework at the far end, and the dog just lying there enjoying it. And I've got a nice new basket for my stairs to put oddments in before I go up. Having to dry out this cabinet here, and I'm getting back into my cooking again. So I figure it's time to make a nice slow casserole again. Nice and easy to do overnight. Courgette, potatoes, onions, and some pork, and some homemade sausages. Should be lovely in this. This plus a few herbs de Provence, should be alright. Don't do much. Simple food can often be the best. We'll see, I'll add a few bits and pieces as we go along with the garlic, maybe a stock cube. Put in some frozen mushrooms this time, but that doesn't matter for this job. Chop everything up, not too fine, but just so that we're all mixed together nicely. And then into the pot. So that was a few onions. Now, nice courgette. Won't skin it. Just dice it straight up. Because courgette cooks quicker, we don't want to make them too small, or they'll just absolutely disappear. That's plenty big enough, and they'll just become lovely and soft and tender once they're in. Next, potatoes. Again, don't make the pieces too small because we're not going to have extra potato with this. This is a complete meal. Doesn't need anything else, just be served as it is. So, almost chip them up, straight in. Right, that's it with the potatoes. We're going to fill this up because it will sink down anyway a bit, so we don't have to worry. All that's left now is the meat and the other herbs and spices. I've defrosted a nice amount of homemade sausages by Leslie from last year. She promised me some more for this year, which would be fantastic. So we'll just take those out. Easily prepared meals, just want to relax. And I'm going to cut the sausages into halves to let some of the meat out. They'll still hold together alright. Whack those in. This is mixed pork, I believe. Although it could be lamb actually. I'm not certain now looking at this. I think it could be some little pieces of our lamb from earlier by the look of it. It would be rather nice if it is. Just whatever I've got in the freezer at the moment. Yes, absolutely ideal for a casserole look. I think it's lamb and it's all little pieces. At first I'd have some pork, but no, this is great. So we'll whack those in as well and then stir it all up. And all we've got to do is add water and I'm going to add to that some herbs de Provence. Haven't got any fresh garlic this time, so a little garlic granules are just fine. To throw in one chicken stock cube and one beef stock cube just to give an added flavour. Put just a little touch of chilli powder in just to give it a slight bite, just that tiny. Just top it up to the shoulder here. That'll be stirred when it's partly cooked. There we go. Well, here we are then. A quick meal put together there, and this evening we had some pork steaks, which I did with a few fresh mushrooms, a little garlic and herbs, some potatoes boiled, and added some nice butter to that and some olive oil. We had I had some frozen beans from my neighbour here from last autumn, which are ideal. So there we go. Yesterday evening on my arrival I found some aligo in the freezer, which was wonderful. It's a having dish that I used to have mixed with potato, fine mashed potato and cheese. Very rubbery in texture but lovely. Just mixed it up fast and had some fried eggs with that. Again, very simple meal, very French for that region, and nice to have memories. So there we go, let's get on and see what happens tomorrow morning. Right, we've got to clear these birch logs now, chop them up, slice them up, put them over there, and then put the other ones that are big enough already there, these ones for chopping with the axe later. I'm going to take all these down to size first. Well, I've sawn them up, now we've got to split them down. Those are alright, kind of in the range, and these ones need doing. So, any luck, that's what we'll do. Unfortunately, this tree blew down in the wind. It's not going to be any good. It's not actually anything special anyway, but it's leaning on a decent tree, so I'll have to take it right down. Well, that's got it down, so I'm going to move the branches and chop it up. There we go. And there's more fuel for the bonfire again. There we go, all this wood's now chopped. Well, there we go, with Rose's help, all out of the way. Well, the next job now is this cowling I made for the bread oven. I need to fit the hinges that I've got to the top of this. So I've got 3 hinges here, ordinary steel hinges, but I want to rivet them. But they'll fold up like that there. Yeah, I measured these all up to halfway and thirds. And just try and drill through them now. And there we are, there's the first 6 done. And now I need to find some rivets the same size as that if possible. Right, these rivets look like they'll do the job. Go through the hinge and they'll go through the metal, and I should pop a rivet into the gun. So, voila. And the hinge wants to go on the back like that, so it'll open up that way. Bit of luck. Wait a moment. I'll have that. There we go. Perfect little rivet. Look at that then. Beautiful. Now we just need to repeat that, so we'll get rid of the rivet pin, put another one right up to there, go through the 2 of them, hold it in place at first, start to pull it up. There we go, perfect little rivet. Should be nicely finished there as well, look, here we are, 2 little pop rivets in there, that's going to be okay. Now we've got to do the same for the other 2. And now it's the hard part. I've got to drill through these holes here, and this is angle that in. So it's going to take a lot of drilling. Right, there we go, good. Now we'll try riveting those on, and then we can mark up where the other ones go afterwards just by folding them forward, I hope. So I'm supposed to go inside there like that. Put those in temporarily and try and find where the other drill blocks are going to go. last of the rivets to go in now. That's supposed to just fold up like that for the winter. Just hold up in there, and I'll put some polystyrene foam behind there to block it up for winter. And in summer, we just bring it down like that. And I should just hang like that just to get the smoke drawn up through here from our bread oven when we actually light a real fire there. And hopefully that will work. So that's another job well done. And hopefully now that will work, and we'll give it a try later in the summer when we do some pieces. Right, it's dinner time. We've done all that hard work between us, and now it's time to have the slow casserole that's been cooking away all day. And we're going to eat this outside because the weather's been so nice, hasn't it, Rosie?
Just now, yes.
You got it this morning, yeah. So you want to serve yourself because you don't want so much. Nice little bit of meat. See what meat it is. So just a bit of everything in here, including all the potatoes. It should be moving itself. The doggies have had their din-din, so now it's time for ours. Yum.
Yep.
Where is it? You find the ball. Holly come. Sit down there. Well, I've got my bow saw with me. We're just going to go into my little bit of woodland here. We've got half an acre here. Goes down to the river there. I need a couple of posts for the archway with all the vines over it, which is falling down, so I need a couple of support posts about the same height as me. I'm just going to go in and thin out, coppice out a couple of pieces here to use. It's free wood, it's all in there. And then we'll take them back up again, gives the dogs a good run too. And put those in tomorrow. Okay then. Well, we've done the logs. I've got 3 of them here from that one, and they'll make nice posts to hold up the arch tomorrow. So we'll carry them back up with that. Okay, we'll take the rad down and pick up that wood. There's no way I can carry it up. I'm absolutely knackered now. Done far too much today really. I'm aching all over. I'm really quite beyond it, but these jobs must be done. It's certainly a lot easier driving down than walking down. I can't manage that many times, if at all. That's now. There's a little path going down. I'm just coming up to my bit of wood. There we go. Those poles should be just stashed away here for us. Yeah, there we go. Open the door up nice. That's the wood in. So we'll just go down to the bottom of the hill now, take a look at the river, see what the condition is. Of course, this is what I bought this little raft for, was to be able to get back up and down this particular hill. And I can just come down and fish when I need. Just down to the left here, there were some bluebells out the other day. Let's see if they're there in a moment. Yes, there's some bluebells around, even just down here. Out onto the river. Look at that. Come down fishing in the next few days. I've got some worms. Got my new licence. Let's go and have a look and see what's happening out here. This time last year when I came, it was higher than this and the bream were all breeding here. But there's no sign of anything like that at the moment. Water looks quite dead, but I'm sure there's plenty of fish out there. My spread just here at the edge of the woods. The stream goes down there. I know there's some just at the side of the wall. This is where I want to look, just down in between this old wall here. There's a beautiful lot of bluebells just down here, through these trees, as you can see. I'm sure these make a lovely painting. We have the warmth of the sun gleaming on the trees as well from the sunset. One thing's for sure, there's no way I could manage this sort of life without my car these days. Okay, then make our way back up the hill and back home for the evening.